The average museum visitor only spends about 7 seconds in front of a painting. The world we live in now is optimized for fast viewing. Everything's asking for your attention all the time. We can see this paralleled in many areas of our lives, from the way we consume food, the way we consume content, and the way we travel. We run through life quickly checking off boxes like it's one giant to-do list. Let me show you a different way. Let me show you how slow looking can change the way you experience art, travel, and life in general. I went to school for art. I took a class in college that focused on how to view art. You might think that's kind of interesting. What tools could you possibly need to be able to view art? You show up and you look at it. Let me explain. We had our lectures at the Barnes Foundation.
Albert C. Barnes. He would amass one of the largest collections of post-impressionist and early modern art in the world.
We would meet in the galleries of the museum after closing hours. Albert Barnes used his collection to teach about viewing art to people from all walks of life. There's something called slow looking, when you spend a long period of time in front of something to allow it time to create an impactful experience, an emotional connection. In this class, we had to pick a painting. We had to stay in front of it for 30 minutes. 30 minutes can be all that it takes to transform the way that you view art, or can actually make an impact on the way that you view life in general. I chose a little painting of a street scene in Paris in the early 1900s. This was by Maurice Utrillo. He's French, and I don't speak French yet. The name of the painting was Street in Montmartre. Montmartre. After 5 minutes, I was restless and uncomfortable. I was a little skeptical and a little bored, even. After 15 minutes, I started to understand what was going on with this process, why we were doing this. At 25 minutes, I was totally involved in the painting. I established a relationship with it, an emotional connection, even. I spent 257 times more time in front of this painting than the average person spends in front of a painting at a museum. What I learned through this exercise is that time and attention deepen connection and understanding. We went to Milan a couple weeks ago. We stayed for a few days. For the first couple days, we ran around and we did as much as we could, like a lot of people do. We took tours, we climbed the Duomo, we went to museums, and I filmed a lot. But on our last day in Milan, I left the camera behind to explore the city without documenting and without an itinerary. We wandered freely, stumbled into a park, took a walk, had a coffee and a panino at a small cafe. Continued walking, we accidentally ran into the world's most beautiful Starbucks, apparently, that we found out later was a thing. All right, I filmed a little bit with my phone, just a little bit. We found ourselves at the Duomo again and felt fully present. We began to create a deeper connection with the city in this way, and it reminded me why I love to travel so much. To wander through the world with intention and attention. It's not about the photos or the videos, it's about experiencing the place. And this is a little bit complicated for me because things like this video, this is something that I get a lot of joy out of, that I love to do. This is the art that I like to make, and it only comes through documenting things. I've found that a good way to balance this is to spend at least 70% of your time experiencing the place more than viewing it through the screen of your phone or through the lens of your camera. People rush through life like they rush through museums, collecting places and things. You can see this everywhere, where there's a line in front of something famous that people are just going to take a picture of it, like the line to see the Mona Lisa. People spend 2 seconds looking at it, 2 seconds taking a picture of it, fix their hair, take a selfie with it, and then they leave, and they never look at it again. And the poor Mona Lisa's sitting there, looking at you with a smirk on her face, wondering, what the hell? I'm here to be looked at in person. You came all the way here. And there's nothing wrong with taking selfies. I do it. I take selfies in front of things. It's all good. Often my wife won't let me leave until I do and look happy while I'm doing it. But the selfie is there to remind you of the experience that you had, not the other way around. The thing isn't there to be able to take a selfie. Sometimes when I feel restless and I want to move through a gallery really fast, I think about how much time that it took to make something, that it deserves the respect of my time and my attention. So this doesn't just go for paintings and museums, this goes for everything in our lives. Food, buildings, some buildings take hundreds of years to make. When you try handmade pasta, right? And you know that it was handmade and you see how much effort went into making it. You don't just shove it in your face as fast as you can because you want to move on to the next thing. You savor it a little bit more. The same thing goes with painting. When you know how much time it took to place each mark and how many years it took that artist to become a master of their craft, you start to have a different appreciation for it. You want to give it the respect of your time and really fully be present in front of it. All of these things take hours of human life to make. They should be appreciated. Maybe you think that was a waste of time for them to do that. Maybe you don't like the piece. That's fine too. It's great to have an opinion about these things, but you form that opinion by spending some time in front of it. It's tough to just judge something on surface value as soon as you see it without actually trying to understand it. And a big part of this gets you to that understanding. Apply this to travel as well. Choose fewer destinations, spend more time there, and notice all the details. It's not about the quantity of the places, it's about the depth of the experience. If slow travel is something that interests you, check out my video here on slow travel, and check out my video here if you're interested in knowing what I'm doing in Italy, why I'm here. Consider subscribing if you'd like to follow along with some more things like this. Until then, take it easy, relax, and I'll see you next time. All right, peace.